It's your nervous system blocking abundance. You say you're abundant, but your body doesn't believe a word. Because here's the truth. The body is the unconscious mind. It remembers every financial trauma, every sleepless night, every time you felt unworthy, ashamed, or afraid. And if you spent years rehearsing emotions of scarcity, no affirmation in the world can override what your nervous system believes is real. Thoughts are the language of the brain, feelings, they're the language of the body. And when those two are out of alignment, you're not manifesting, you're surviving. You may be consciously visualizing millions, but if your body is still addicted to cortisol, trained by the stress of not having enough, it will reject your vision as a lie. That's not sabotage. That's protection. Your nervous system is doing its job, keeping you safe in the known, even if that known is lack. This is why so many people feel exhausted after affirmations, because they're trying to push a new idea through a body that's chemically addicted to an old one. They say, I am wealthy, but the body says, you've never felt wealth. What are you talking about? This internal war creates energetic incoherence. You're in beta brainwaves, high alert, rehearsing change but living as the same person. And when your body doesn't feel the future, it will default to the past. To truly change, you must teach the body what abundance feels like before the money arrives. You have to rehearse elevated emotions until the body believes it's no longer in danger, until it trusts that it's safe to thrive. Because the moment the body surrenders the survival chemicals, the fear, the doubt, the guilt, it stops firing the past, and that's when the real transformation begins. You can't fake a regulated nervous system. Most people repeat affirmations, hoping they'll sink in. But if you're saying, I am abundant, while your body is bracing for impact, heart racing, chest tight, breath shallow, you're not creating coherence, you're creating internal conflict. Your biology is still stuck in a program of survival. And survival doesn't care about affirmations, it cares about predictability. So when you try to declare a new future without teaching the body how to feel safe in that future, you're met with resistance. That resistance is not failure, it's feedback. Think about it. You affirm prosperity, but the rent is due. You declare freedom, but you're anxious to check your bank account. Your words are saying one thing, but your nervous system is reliving a very different story. This dissonance creates static in your energetic field. You're broadcasting mixed signals. The conscious mind says go, the subconscious says danger. And every time that happens, the body wins because emotion is stronger than intention. Now, here's where the shift begins. Before you speak abundance, you must feel regulated. You must bring the body out of high beta waves, the stress state, and into coherence. Slow your breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Anchor into the present. When the body feels safe, it becomes teachable. From there, affirmations become instructions, not noise. They penetrate deeper. They sync with the subconscious. Because now, there's no inner war. There's resonance. Affirmations aren't bad. But without nervous system safety, they're empty. First regulate, then rewire. Most people wake up and think they're thinking, but really, they're remembering. The brain is a record of everything you've ever experienced. Every emotion you've repeated, every fear you've rehearsed, every belief you've absorbed. By the time you're 35, you're not living, you're reliving. You've become a memorized set of automatic programs. That's why saying, I am wealthy, doesn't work when your brain is still running the software of lack. You've trained your neurons to fire in patterns of fear, stress, and limitation. And your body? It's been feeling the same emotions for so long, it thinks that's who you are. So what happens? You try to change, you affirm, you visualize, but your thoughts are firing against the grain of your identity. The brain keeps pulling you back into the familiar. And familiar doesn't mean good, it just means known. Here's the key. If you want to create a new reality, you must break the habit of being yourself. That means interrupting the thought patterns that no longer serve you. It means observing your emotions without becoming them. It means getting uncomfortable because discomfort is the feeling of reprogramming. Neuroplasticity proves this. The brain can rewire itself. but only if you stop giving energy to who you've been. Every time you choose a new thought, you prune an old connection and fire a new one. That's evolution, that's creation. But it's not just mental. Your body must join the process. You can't just think greater than your environment, you must feel greater than your past. That's when the brain becomes a map of the future. And once your brain is no longer a record of what was, but a blueprint of what will be, your reality has no choice but to follow. You will never think your way into a new life unless you feel your way there first. We've been conditioned to believe that logic changes our reality. But transformation doesn't happen through intellect. It happens through emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. And the most powerful way to teach the body a new future is to feel it before it arrives. That's the missing link for most people. They say affirmations, they visualize, but they do it without heart, without presence, without emotion. They rehearse their future with the same numbness they carry through their day. Let me be clear, abundance is not an amount, it's an emotion. It's a state of being. And when you tap into elevated emotions, gratitude, joy, freedom, inspiration, your body begins to believe that the future is happening now. Why does that matter? Because the body doesn't know the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one if the emotion is powerful enough. So if you sit in meditation and feel overwhelming gratitude for a future that hasn't arrived yet, your body receives that signal as truth. It starts releasing new chemicals, creating new neural pathways, signaling new genes. That's not fantasy, that's biology. This is how you reprogram. You combine a clear intention, a vision of the future, with an elevated emotion, a feeling from the future. That's the formula. That's the alchemy. And you don't have to wait until your external world gives you permission. In fact, if you wait for the thing to change the feeling, you've already lost. The master creates the feeling first and lets the feeling become the cause. When you live that way with gratitude for what's coming, not what's missing, your nervous system stops waiting for abundance and starts expecting it. If abundance makes you anxious, you'll never hold on to it. This is the contradiction most people never resolve. They want wealth but don't feel safe being wealthy. Their nervous system associates money with pressure, judgment, exposure, or even betrayal. So every time more starts to come, the body flinches. You might not say it out loud, but deep inside there's a script running. If I grow, people will expect more. If I succeed, they'll envy me. If I have more, I could lose more. That's not greed, that's fear. And the body remembers fear more vividly than hope. Here's the truth. You cannot attract a future that feels unsafe to your nervous system. It will reject it, sabotage it, delay it, and it will disguise this resistance as procrastination, distraction, or bad luck. But it's not luck, it's programming. So the work is this. You must teach your body that wealth is safe, that it's okay to be seen, that it's okay to expand, that you can hold more without being hurt. This is where emotional rehearsal becomes spiritual, because now you're not just visualizing success, you're soothing the parts of you that never believed it was possible. You become your own healer. When you breathe deeply and imagine yourself as wealthy, not just with money, but with peace, integrity, and ease, you signal to your nervous system, this is not danger, this is destiny. And when the body believes that abundance is safe, it stops resisting, it starts receiving. That's the final step most people skip. But the ones who rise, they do the work no one sees. Not just managing their mindset, but regulating their identity. They don't just say they're abundant, they become it